2 razor. He had his father's dark complexion and brooding good looks, and his mother's beryl-green eyes. People mistook him for a European, Italian, Slavic, something Mediterranean. His nose was too bold, too chiseled, his chin too strong. Take off the tucks, add a day's stubble, and he'd fit in hooking bales of Egyptian cotton across a dock in Naples. Simon had a second profession besides restoring old cars. It involved remedying thorny, often unorthodox problems for an array of clientele: corporations, governments, wealthy individuals, or, in this case, an insurance company, Lloyd's of London, and, by extension, the Rijksmuseum of Amsterdam. Back to work. With care he punctured the canvas at the uppermost corner and drew the blade firmly and steadily along its perimeter, down, across, up, across, wincing at the rip of tearing linen twill. Removing the canvas from the frame in this manner would reduce its size by only an inch on its borders, or so he'd been told. Still, it was hard not to feel as if he were desecrating something sacred. From the floor below came the sound of applause and laughter, followed by a burst of music. The auction was over. "Time?" "Stop asking," said Lucy. "You're making me nervous." "Don't be," said Simon, giving her a smile to calm her down. "We're almost out of here." A sharp knock on the door erased the smile. "Mr. San, it's Pierrot from security." English with a strong French accent. Lucy shot Simon an angry glance. "I thought you said 4 minutes." "You locked it, right?" "I know how to follow instructions." "Stall." "How?" "Talk to him." "And say what?" "You're a woman in a billionaire's bedroom. Think of something." The billionaire in question was named Samson Sun, the nephew of the Indonesian Minister of Finance and brother-in-law of a Malaysian king. To the world he was known as a businessman and philanthropist and, more recently, a movie producer. Simon had met him a month earlier at an automobile auction held at the Villa d'Este on Lake Como. It was a set-up to begin with, the Monet having been spotted in a photograph in a piece on Sun appearing in the French edition of Architectural Digest. When Sun purchased a Ferrari at auction the final day, a 1966 275 GTB Berlinetta for 15 million euros, Simon introduced himself as the man who'd overseen its restoration and offered his services should Sun have any other automobiles so in need. A conversation ensued, then later a lunch and a dinner, after which Sun insisted that Simon attend his fundraiser the following month in Cannes. "I'm sorry," called Lucy, cheek pressed to the door. "Mr. Sun is in the bathroom." "Please open up, madame. It is necessary." "I can't," she said. "I don't have any clothes on." "Is Mr. Sun with you?" Lucy looked to Simon, who nodded. The security system would show it was Sun's key that had opened the door. "Of course he is. Who else do you think I'm with?" "Please, ask him to come to the door." "Oh, all right," said Lucy, aggravated. "Don't get in a tizzy. I'll tell him." Simon returned his attention to the job at hand. One by one he sliced the last stubborn threads and freed the canvas from the frame. "Give it to me," he said. "Quick." Lucy reached into her purse and took out a plastic packet the size of a neatly folded handkerchief. Simon tore open the packet and shook loose a black polyurethane cylindrical tube. Handing it to Lucy, he rolled up the painting as tightly as possible and, with her help, slipped it inside. A drawstring drew the cylinder snug, hardly more than an inch round. Lucy removed another item from her purse, a red bow, and affixed it to the carrier. "A present from our host," said Simon. The knocking recommenced, louder this time. "Madame, please open the door." Simon heard the guard trying the lock, finding it secured from the inside. He imagined Pierrot had just learned that Samson's son was not, in fact, in his bedroom, about to enjoy intimate relations with one of his guests, but downstairs, presiding over his auction. The pounding increased in intensity. Simon placed a call. Somewhere, circling above them in the sky, there was a helicopter waiting to pick them up. "We're ready to skip town."